Hello everyone, welcome to Bangalore Defense Academy channel. And this video is specially for the candidate, those who are preparing for NDA examination that is going to be in very few months. Okay, so here there are a lot of questions like how to prepare for this NDA examination. What is this NDA examination? Okay, so I'll be telling you a Pakka strategy how to crack paper 1, that is mathematics, and how to crack the paper 2, that is GK. So this is a special video. We are coming up with a new series. If you have any doubt, you can ask us in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please do subscribe so that you can get ready about next videos which we are going to upload. So let us go to the video and let us try to understand what is this NDA. NDA stands for National Defense Academy, and this is an entrance exam to get into an academy which is in Pune. Okay, the boys, those who are between 16.5 years and 19.5 years, the boys those who are 16.5 years to 19.5 years, these boys can write this examination, and this exam will be conducted twice in a year. So I think applications are open now. You can apply in UPSC website and you can register yourself for this examination. And after this, what happens, this examination will be conducted in the month of September on a particular Sunday. Now what happens on this Sunday, there will be two papers, that is paper 1 and then you will have paper 2. Okay, so only when you crack this paper 1, that is mathematics, you will be eligible that your second paper will be taken into consideration and this paper 2 will be valued. Okay, you will have English, GK and all the subject. So let us directly go to the subject, how to crack this examination, what are the books to be prepared, how to crack in the first attempt, and what is about SSB. Everything will be studying in this video today. NDA, there are two papers, paper 1 and then you will have paper 2. Okay, paper 1 is full of mathematics. Paper 1 is full of mathematics, and paper 2 I can divide it into English plus GK. English plus GK. Okay. In mathematics, they will be asking you questions from 11th and 12th standard mathematics. This mathematics, especially like your entrance examination, any engineering entrance examination. Got it? So, this 11th standard mathematics you should be thorough with, and even the 12th standard mathematics you should be thorough with. It's very easy. Okay, and each chapter they will be asking you 4 questions. If you are thorough with matrices and determinants, there will be 4 questions asked. Then if you're thorough with derivatives, integration, whatever chapters you have studied in 11th and 12th, all these chapters, they will be asking you in this examination. You can consider maximum of 4 questions. Okay. Next, English here in paper 2, maximum of 50 questions and the rest 100 questions will be from GK. And here you will have questions from history, then you will have geography, then you will have polity. Okay, polity. So now here history, now this can be divided into ancient, medieval, modern. If you are a student preparing for NDA examination, you will be having extra syllabus here to be covered in this GK. That is, here you will have World War One, World War Two, Cold War, and other important world revolutions like USA, that is American Revolution, you have to study. Then you will have French Revolution, you have to study this also, because plenty of questions are asked in French Revolution, Renaissance time, Industrial Revolution. And then you will have Russian Revolution. Okay, Russian Revolution. So this is the syllabus for history you have to study for all. Okay, now in UPSC notification they have just mentioned the questions will be of elementary level, but the real pattern or the examination questions will be little tricky, it will be little difficult. Next, when it comes to geography, you will have world geography and then Indian geography. You have to study these two things in detail. Next, you have polity. In polity, you should study about all the chapters from part 1, that is, for example, union and states, president powers, parliament powers, all these things you have to study in detail. Okay, we'll come back to this first. Now here you have 11th standard and 12th standard. The main challenge for the candidates here is to crack the stage 1, because all the students here they can easily solve 40 to 50 questions in 2.5 hours time. But what happens is that the next another 15 to 20 questions which they are ready to solve, they don't have sufficient time to do it. So how to do this question, which all chapters to be focused in detail, and where is the high scoring area, these all things we'll try to understand first. So to begin with, first we'll finish off with mathematics and then we'll go on with the GK chapter. Okay, so here let me write mathematics, the first chapter, okay, the first subject which we are going to see. And here imagine you are going to take permutation. Okay, you are going to take a chapter that is permutation and combination. Permutation and combination. Understood? Now a student is ready to solve. Okay, he likes this chapter and he's decided that okay, he is going to study this chapter for this NDA examination. There is a family in this mathematics that if you know that chapter basics, then only you are able to solve these questions. For example, you have a chapter called as binomial theorem. Okay, you have a chapter called as binomial theorem, and then after that you have a chapter that is permutation and combination. Okay, permutation and combination, this is one chapter. If you know the basics of binomial theorem, then you can easily solve permutation combination. Then you will have a chapter called as probability. Okay, probability, this is also very high scoring. Near about 6 to 8 questions are asked in every examination, probability. And you can say series. Okay, series, that is in series you have arithmetic progression, geometric progression and harmonic progression. And here there are some special series also. Okay, here there are some special series also. So a candidate need to be mastering this chapter first. Before going to this chapter of permutation combination, you should know what is binomial theorem. Okay, what are the important formulas in this binomial theorem? For example, if I give you 3 plus 3x to the power of 17. Okay, 3 plus 3x to the power of 17. What is the middle term? Okay, these kind of questions they may ask you. What is the middle term of this expression? Okay, so these are some basic formulas. You need to go with the basic formulas first. And if you understand this thing, then it will be easy for you to solve the permutation and combination chapter. Okay, so now here in permutation and combination, you have little tricks. Okay, special questions will be asked like how many numbers can be formed, otherwise the rank of the word in dictionary. Okay, for example, there are two formulas, that is NCR. Okay, formulas like NCR, that is n factorial n minus r factorial into r factorial. Okay, this is the formula for combination. Okay, this is the formula. So with this you are going to solve many questions. Okay, with this you are going to solve many questions. Now for example, n means the total number, r means the number which I require. Okay, number which I require. So this is how I'm going to use this formula in our questions of permutation and combination. Now imagine, let me give you an example, a small example, and these questions will be asked in your various defense examination. For example, the question is how many numbers of 3 digits. Okay, let me give you an example. How many, in how many ways, in how many ways a 3 digit number, in how many ways a 3 digit number can be formed, can be formed by, in bracket they have given 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7, in how many ways 3 digit number can be formed. Now here there are two varieties of question, whether this is repetition or without repetition. The first question comes in mind is whether this question, whether this question is asking you to make it repetition or without repetition. Okay, now I'll solve in a both method. I'll try to explain you in both method. And in exam, whatever conditions they have given, if they have given with repetition, you will go with repetition. If they have mentioned specially that repetition not allowed, at that time you will use this method. Okay, so let us try to first use this. Okay, 1 2 3, I need a 3 digit number. I need a 3 digit number. So I'm going to use 4 5 6 7. Out of this 4, any number can come here. Okay, repetition allowed, imagine. Okay, I'm going to use repetition allowed. That means out of this 4, any 4 can come here. Okay, again 4 can come here, and again 4 can come here. So 4 into 4 into 4, 4 cube will be the answer for this when repetition allowed. Okay. Now if they are asking repetition not allowed, if this is the situation, repetition not allowed, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3-digit number. Okay, just let me explain you properly here. Now I am going to solve repetition not allowed. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 digits are there. So first I am going to use any of the 4 digit. So remaining here there will be 3 digit. So any of the 3 can come here. Next remaining 2 will be there. That will be the answer. So 2, 3, 4. Now this is how the repetition questions will be. Okay, now with practice you will get to know how to solve this kind of questions. Repetition without repetition. Okay, now the same question that they can include, the same question they can include how many ways 3-digit number can be formed between, okay, if I add a condition, if I add a condition that between 400 and 600, okay, between 400 and 600, that means what, between 400 and 600 the last number 47, in this way you will try to solve. Okay, now if you, this is a homework. Okay, let me give you a homework. The students, those who are getting the answer, can comment in the comment box and I'll check your answers. Okay, so this is a chapter of permutation combination, a basic question here. Okay, in how many possible ways I can make a number digit. Okay, so next if you see the varieties of questions here, they may be asking you to make a team. Okay, so here you will have words like and or. Okay, words like and or. For example, there are three teachers. Okay, three teachers, five boys, six girls. Okay, five boys and six girls. And here they will ask you question, in how many possible ways, in how many possible ways I can make a team of two teachers and three boys, or three teachers and four girls. Okay, three teachers and four girls. So now here I will use NCR. Okay, again NCR. So NCR, again NCR. So N, you know the formula. N means how much? Totally, total number of people here. Then R, how many teachers I'm going to select? I'm going to select two teachers. So two teachers. In this way, with the help of the formula, with this formula, you're going to solve this question. Okay, so these are some questions which will be asked in your examination, basic question. There are plenty of difficult questions that I'll be discussing in our upcoming series. Okay, for example, how to find the rank in the dictionary. Okay, these kind of questions I'll be discussing it. Next, if you see, next chapter, you have something called as probability. Okay, you have something called as probability. You have something called as probability. Now here, that is nothing but events. Okay, and sample. What you want, you can just say what you want and what you have, total number of things. For example, let me give an example, a small question. There are four red balls. Okay, there are four red balls, five green, and two black. These are all imagine balls. Okay, four red balls, five green and two black. Okay, now the question is, how many ways can I take three balls? Okay, I'm going to take three balls without replacing it. Okay, without replacing it, how many ways can I take out three balls of suppose green color, of green color? Okay, so now imagine 4 plus 5 9, 9 plus 2 11. So total I have 11. Always in denominator the total number of balls will come here. So how many green balls I have? I have 5 greens ball. So 5 by 11 into 4 by 10 into 3 by 9. Okay, this is how the answer for this will be the right answer. Okay, so totally number of balls, that is 5 plus 4 plus 2, that is 11. There are total 11 possibilities. There are total 11 balls here. And in this, I'm going to take only green color ball. And how many times I'm going to take? Three times. So this is the first time I'm going to take. This is the second time I'm going to take. And this is the third time I'm going to take. So in this way, I'm going to take three balls. Okay. So maybe if you're watching for the first time, you'll not understand. But suppose if you have doubt, you can WhatsApp me in the number given, that is 7598486430, which is running on your screen. Okay, you can WhatsApp us and I'll tell you all the tricks for the probability and all this chapter. Okay, so this is one chapter. If you know binomial theorem and all this chapter, this family is easy. Okay, Next, you have a very favorite chapter, that is of trigonometry. Okay, trigonometry, this family is very very important and a very lengthy chapter in mathematics. Trigonometry you have, then you have inverse trigonometry. Okay, then you have inverse trigonometry, and then you have heights and distance. Okay, then you have heights and distance. So these three chapters goes hand in hand. Okay, these three chapter goes hand in hand. Now when it comes to trigonometry, you already know the tabular column value: 0, 30, then you have 45, 60, 90. Okay, then sine 0, this is 1 by 2, this is 1 by root 2, this is root 3 by 2, and this is 1. In this way you will find all the values of this sign. Okay, but in your examination, in your NDA examination, they will ask you to find the value of sine 15. How much? Sine 15, how much? Otherwise they will ask you to find the value of sine 18. How much? Sine 10, how much? Otherwise they will ask you tan 10, how much? Okay, so now here students will go with a lengthier method, that is applying the formula sine of a plus b. Okay, they will take this formula and they will try to solve, which will be lengthy and time consuming. Okay, so I'll tell you some important thing. Basic formulas, those who are from commerce background, and if you're writing this exam, ND exam, don't panic. If you know the basic formulas, you can crack it. Okay, still time is there, you have plenty of time. Maths is very very important. So imagine if a candidate is trying to solve with this formula sine of a plus b, or you can say sine of a minus b. Okay, so this is nothing but sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. You can say minus also. Now here, if I am asking you find the value of sine 15, what happens? Candidates will use this formula, that is 45 minus 30, and they'll get the answer. But in exam, you will not have time. This is where the candidates are wasting their time in examination. Okay, now this will take minimum of 3 minutes. Okay, minimum of 3 minutes. There are some values that you need to by heart and go to the examination. Okay, so you need to by heart the value of sine 15, 18, and vice versa. Okay, so after this you will have a question on heights and distance. Okay, heights and distance. Most of the questions will be like, imagine. Okay, imagine in this way: angle of elevation, angle of inclination. Okay, these all angles will be given. Mostly candidates will use tan value. Okay, if mostly the elevation, height, and all this tan value will be given. This is your level number one. Level 1 basic questions, very very basic questions of heights and distance. Now let us try to understand level 2 or NDA level questions. Okay, NDA level questions or competitive examination level question. Here what they will do, they will say that imagine there is a balloon. Okay, imagine this is a balloon. I'll mention it. This is a balloon. Okay, and from center the height is so much. Okay, now if I look at this tangent, okay, if I look at this tangent, it is making certain angle with the center. Okay, in this way. So what is the height? Okay, sometimes they will ask you what is the height or what is this radius. In this way they'll ask you. This is also a question of NDA in your heights and distance chapter. Okay, this is one favorite question you have to focus. And then you will have one more question on mountain. Okay, imagine this is a mountain, and here the question would be, for example, an expedition team, when they saw it from bottom, the peak, it looked like 60-degree. Okay, suppose let me take 30-degree. Okay, now when they climbed up here in the certain height, they realized the inclination is wrong here, it is 60-degree. Okay, so what is the height of this mountain? Okay, what is height of this mountain? So these question, okay, these two questions you have to focus for your ND examination. Okay, so this is the chapter of trigonometry, inverse trigonometry. Inverse trigonometry is also the same. If you are thorough with heights and distance and trigonometry, you can easily solve inverse trigonometry also. Okay, then you have another important chapters, that is calculus. Okay, you have calculus. In this calculus you can have differentiate or derivative, differentiation. Okay, and then you have integration. Okay, then you have integration. And this if you know differentiation formulas, for example, x to the power of n into x to the power of n minus 1. Okay, then you have differentiation of sin x is cos x, differentiation of tan x is equal to secant square x, differentiation of log x is equal to 1 by x. Okay, and e to the power of x is equal to e to the power of x. In the same way, the integration formulas also you should by heart. This is very lengthy but easy. Integration is very lengthy but easy. Here you will have different types of questions asked in integration. Okay, so you need to practice on this. Okay, so let me give you an example of differentiation chapter. For example, they will ask you y is equal to sine x to the power of cos x. Okay, sine x to the power of cos x. Now conventional method, let me explain this kind of questions. Differentiation chapter, if you are thorough with differentiation chapter, then you can do applied derivatives and applied integration chapter also. Okay, so let me give an example. Y to the power of suppose 2 is equal to sine of log x, if this is the question. So now you have to apply, that is 2y into dy by dx is equal to cos of log x into 1 by x. Sin x is cos x and log x is 1 by x. These are the basic kind of question. You have to take 2y on the right hand side and you will get the answer. Then you will have taking log on both side. Log kind of questions are there. Suppose x to the power of y and y to the power of x. How to solve this? Taking log on both side. Okay, this is one type of question. Then you will have y is equal to sin x to the power of sin x to the power of sin x up to infinity. Okay, up to infinity. For this there are direct formulas that you have to use it. Now then you will have, for example, sin x to the power of cos x. Okay, sin x to the power of cos x. Imagine here conventional method taking log on both side, that is log y is equal to log of sin x to the power of cos x. So here it will be cos x into log of sin x. Okay, and here it will be log y. So now the equation is simplified and you can directly solve it differentiating with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x. So what happens? 1 by y into dy by dx is equal to, this is uv method, uv dash, that is 1 by sin x into cos x plus log sin x into sin x. Okay, and be careful, this sin x into sin x, it is not sin square x, because this is log function and this is separate function. In this way you will try to do it, and based on your option you have to be careful whether this is cot x or something like that. Okay, so these are the questions which are expected in your differentiation chapter. So differentiation integration goes hand in hand. Then you have something called as matrices, then you can say determinants. Okay, determinants, and then you will have vector algebra. Okay, vectors, you can say vector algebra. So now here what happens, the questions here they will be asking a inverse. Okay, most of the question they will ask you in a inverse. So how to solve in a inverse? So these are the kind of question. Now for example, 1 by determinant of a into adjoint of a. Okay, these are the formulas. So most of the time matrices type of chapter you will be asked questions on this a inverse. Okay, this a inverse kind of question. Fine. And determinant is also same. You need to take rows and columns. You have to make both. Maximum attempt should be taken that rows and columns should be taken equal. So if it is same, the determinant value becomes 0. Okay, and vector algebra is also same. And here you need to be careful. Apart from this, in vector algebra, they will ask you scalar product. Okay, scalar. Okay, then you will have cosine formulas. Okay, so these are some direction based question and it is very easy. Okay, algebraic functions, scalar product, dot product, all those questions will be asked in this vector algebra. Okay, next, very important, I can say is that is 2D, and then I can say that is 3D. 2D and 3D. So here there is a chapter called as point. Okay, in 2D you will have a chapter called as point. Then you will have a chapter called as straight lines. Okay, here you will have a chapter called as straight line. Straight line. Okay, then here I can say same, there will be 3 point, that is 3D. Then here you will have circles. Circles comes under 2D only, I'm mentioning here because continuations are there. Circles. Then you will have something called as parabola. Then you will have something called as ellipse, and then you will have something called as hyperbola. Okay, hyperbola. These are the points. Okay, And now this point chapter, you already know the distance formula. Okay, distance formula, basic things which you have studied in 10th standard, basic things which you have studied in 10th standard, that you have to remember. Distance formula, that is x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So if you know this point chapter, it will start, and then you can solve different types of questions are there. Then in straight line there are different varieties. Okay, in straight line there are different varieties. For example, x-axis, y-axis, if the line is passing, okay, and so what is the distance between this point O to this point P? What is the distance between this point O and P, whether it is perpendicular? Okay, there are two conditions for this. Okay, perpendicular line and parallel line, perpendicular line and parallel line. Okay, and now here suppose m1 m2 y is equal to mx plus c, this is the equation, standard equation. Okay, then m1 is equal to m2, line is parallel. If m1 m2 is equal to minus 1, the line is perpendicular. Okay, these are the conditions. Okay, these are the conditions. Then with the help of this, they may give you line, different lines, and they will ask you to check whether this is a triangle or a square or something like that. Okay, so this is what straight line chapter deals with. Okay, then you have chapters like circles. They will ask you to one question, they will give you a form. Okay, equation, that is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy, okay, plus gx plus c. Like this they will give you a condition, and then they will ask you whether this equation belongs to circle, parabola, ellipse or hyperbola. Okay, like this standard equation they will give you, and they will ask you option a b c d whether this equation belongs to circle, parabola, ellipse and hyperbola. Okay, and now what are the expected questions in parabola? Okay, what are the expected questions in parabola? You know y square is equal to 4ax. This is the standard equation. And here you will have something called as minor axis. Then you will have something called as major axis. Then you will have something called as foci. And then you will have something called as length of directrix. Okay, directrix or latus rectum. Okay, latus rectum. So candidate need to focus on this latus rectum. What is the latus rectum formula for parabola? What is the latus rectum for ellipse? And what is the latus rectum for hyperbola? So if a student, if he knows the basics formulas, what are the condition, equation of all these things, and then if he goes to these kind of chapters, it will be very easy. Okay, it will be very easy for them to cover this chapter of 2D and 3D. Very high scoring, near about 20 questions from all this chapter which we have done now. Okay, which we have done now. So after this you have 2D, 3D. Okay, other chapters you have quadratic equation, then you have sets, relations and functions. Okay, from there also plenty of questions will come. We'll try to update you with new chapters and new shortcuts for this. Next, let us go to paper number 2. Okay, let us go to paper let us go to paper number 2. That we have seen English, near about 50 questions will be asked, and GK, the rest 100 questions will be asked. And now how to score? Very easy to score this English part, because here they are just going to check your grammar. Okay, here they are not going to ask you to write something, they are just going to check your grammar, error correction, spot the error, or idioms and phrases, synonyms, antonyms. Okay, you can just bank on previous 5 years question paper. Okay, previous 5 years of English question paper, you can take it out and you can focus it on. Okay, next you have GK. GK is very important. The first part you need to study about geography. Okay, the first subject you need to study is geography. Let me give you a glimpse how to study this geography. You have to take this planet Earth. You have something called as 0 degree equator. You have something called as 23.5 degree north, that is Tropic of Cancer. You have something called as 23.5 degree south, Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn, this is 90 degree north, and this is 90 degrees south. Okay, so here this kind of zone, this is temperate zone. Okay, then here you have 66.5 degree north. Okay, and here down you have 66.5 degree south. Okay, so like this you have this zone in Earth, and you have this equatorial region. Okay, between this is called as torrid zone, this is called as temperate zone. Okay, temperate zone where the temperature is less, and here this is called as frigid zone. Okay, the down part is called as frigid zone. And now there are different continents here. For this is North America, this is South America. Okay, Then imagine this is Africa here, this is Australia, then this is Europe, and this is Asia, and imagine this is India, and this is Sri Lanka. Okay, then you have North Korea, South Korea, all this continent. Now here the questions will be asked when we are discussing a chapter of world geography. Here they will be asked you questions on grasslands. Okay, there will be questions on grasslands. For example, where is prairies? Okay, where is pampas? Where is llanos? Okay, this kind of questions. Prairies, pampas. Here you will find pampas, llanos. Okay, then here near South Africa you will have something called as velds. Okay, so these kind of questions they will be asking in world geography. This is world geography. Apart from that, there will be some questions on ocean current. There will be some questions on ocean current. Okay, so ocean current, warm ocean current. Okay, warm ocean current and cold ocean current. In warm ocean current you have something called as Gulf current. Okay, then Canary current. Now for here you will have cold current like Labrador. Okay, this kind of ocean current they will be asking you in this world geography. Okay, then sometimes volcanic eruptions and Pacific ring of fire, that kind of question they will ask you. Okay, next if I want to explain you about Indian geography. Okay, if I want to explain you about Indian geography, you need to focus on the important chapters, that is rivers, mountains, lakes, plateaus, plains. Okay, imagine. Okay, consider this as a rough map of India. Okay, imagine this is a rough map of India. So here you will have mountain ranges. Okay, here you have mountain, that is Great Himalayas, and like this you have certain. Okay, like this you have some like mountains here, Aravalis, then you have Western Ghats, then you have different rivers. There are three different rivers starting from here, that is Brahmaputra, then Indus. Okay, then you have rivers like Ganga and Yamuna from Himalayas. Okay, then you have Aravalis, this is Western Ghats. Okay, this is Tropic of Cancer passing through India in the center. How many states, Tropic of Cancer passes? Then Indian Standard Time, IST, that is 82 and a half degree. Okay, 82 and a half degree east. 82 and a half degree east. This is the favorite question, and this question was asked in previous CDS examination. Okay, so what is the from where it is passing, Mirzapur, all these questions they will ask you. Southern tip of India. Okay, this is Andaman and Nicobar. Imagine Andaman and Nicobar here. Southern tip of India, northern, east, west, all these questions they will ask you. Here you have to study rivers in detail. Okay, then minerals in detail. Minerals a chapter in detail for this Indian geography. If you have any doubt, you can just comment in our comment section and we'll get back to you. Okay, fine. Next is very, very important. You have something called as history. Okay, history is very vast. It will take a lot of time for you to master this. Here I can divide it into ancient. Then I can divide it into medieval. Okay, medieval. Then I can say it is modern. Then I can say it is world war. Okay, I can say we are mentioning world war, and then we are going to say something called as revolution. Okay, now let us try to understand everything in detail. In ancient, you have something called as Vedic literature. Okay, Vedic, Rig Veda, Sama Veda, different Vedas are there. So questions will be coming out from them. Okay, so Rig Veda has how many mandalas? Okay, there are 10 mandalas. Which was the last mandalas? Which was the first mandalas? Okay, how many hymns are there in that? All this kind of question they will ask you here. Okay, then after that you have something called as Indus Valley Civilization. Indus Valley Civilization. Then you have something called as Mahajanapadas. Okay, Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas, here you have Kosi, Vastala, Anga, then you have Ayodhya, then you have Magadha kingdom. Okay, all these kind of kingdoms they will ask you in detail here. So here Magadha kingdom, Magadha, after Magadha you have Mauryan dynasty, Nanda dynasty, all these things will come. Then you can say Mauryan dynasty. Okay, Mauryan kings are going to come here. And after Mauryan you have invasion of Alexander, or you have something called as the battle of Kalinga by Ashoka. All these things will come, and then slowly after this you have something called as Kanishka, or you can say Sunga dynasty, Kanishka, and then finally you can say it is Gupta dynasty. This is Gupta, Chandragupta. It was Sri Gupta who started this. Okay, this Mauryan dynasty is different and this Gupta dynasty is different. There will always be a confusion here. And now from medieval history you have something called as Muhammad bin Qasim. and it goes from Ghazni. Okay, you have Ghazni, then you have Gori. Okay, Muhammad Gori. All these people are coming. And then you have, suppose for example, Kutubuddin Aibak. Okay, Kutubuddin Aibak, you have to study about him and his family, that is Iltamash, Razia Sultana, Balban. And after that you have something called as Khilji dynasty, that is Alauddin Khilji. Okay, Jalaluddin Khilji, those people. Then you have something called as Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, Tughlaq dynasty. Then you have something called as Lodi. And after Lodi, you know, the entry of Babur. Okay, then after Babur, you have Humayun, Akbar. Okay, you have Akbar, Shah Jahan, all these people. Like in story you have to study and what are the administrative or some other achievements. Like for example, what was the who was called as Wazir, what is Zazia. Okay, what is this kind of taxes they will be asking. And in modern you have from the year 1757. Okay, from the year 1757. And in this 1757 you have something called as Battle of Plassey. Okay, you have something called as Battle of Plassey. And after this you have like Battle of Buxar. Okay, then 1885, the formation of Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress formation, their achievements, all these things they will be asking you. And after this 1885 till 1947, Gandhian achievements, all questions will be asked on Gandhi's achievements. Okay, Gandhi achievements, what happened in different meetings. Indian National Congress had different meeting, Lahore session. For example, 1929, Purna Swaraj. Okay, 1929, Purna Swaraj, complete independence was declared. Here they will ask you that. Next, you have something called as World War. You have World War One. Okay, what happened here in World War One? What was the problem with Czechoslovakia and Slovenia? Okay, what was happening with the Austria? Austria was trying to support Slovenia, and then Germany was trying to oppose Russia, and there was a like a confusion. Russia all of a sudden they raised party, like for example there was an urgent emergency to have a military drill, so that led to a World War One. Okay, next you have something called as Treaty of Versailles. This World War One got over in 1990. This is called as Treaty of Versailles. And after this we'll see something called as World War Two. Okay, in 3rd of September 1939. In 3rd of September 1939, what happens here? This is World War Two, beginning of World War Two. Allied power, Axis power, all these things, Pearl Harbor. Okay, all these things we are going to see in detail. Okay, next you have something called as Russian Revolution. Let me write here. Revolution, you have something first called as American Revolution. Okay, in American Revolution you will study something about uh, Adam. Okay, here you will have a person called as Adam. Uncle Sam you have. Okay, then you have Benjamin Franklin. Okay, you have something called as Benjamin Franklin. And then here you have something, you have to study something about the things happen here in Lexington and Concord. Okay, here you have Battle of Achievement of Lexington and Concord. Then you have Battle of Bunker Hills. Okay, then you have Battle of Bunker Hills. All these things are something which happened in Russian Revolution. And here you have specified date. Okay, what is mean by no representation without taxation? Okay, what is happening in First Continental Congress? What is happening in Second Continental Congress? These are all in American Revolution. This is a special syllabus mentioned for NDA students, but not for other examinations like CDS and CAPF. Okay, so after this you have something called as French Revolution. Okay, let me give you a glimpse of French Revolution. Okay, you have something called as French Revolution. Here you have Louis the 14th, the king. Then in short, I can just say that there was a battle between estates, three estates, there was a trouble. And after three estates, there was a party called the Jacobean Party. Okay, there was a party called as Jacobean Party. And after this Jacobean Party, there comes Napoleon, who is okay called as dictator. Napoleon. Okay, he is coming to this power, and that then inside this there are a lot of interesting thing. What is called as the story of national anthem of France. Okay, all these things they will be asking you. And then you have Russian Revolution. You have something called as Bolshevik Party. Okay, Bolshevik Party means Red Party. So Bolshevik Party here will study something about Lenin, and will study something about Karl Marx. Okay, we'll study something about Karl Marx. All these things we have to study in history, which is very vast and it is little bit tricky also. Okay, next we'll go on to an important chapter or an important subject, that is Indian polity. Indian polity. And Indian polity, you will have the basic things of parts, then you will have something called as schedule, and then you will have something called as articles. Okay, you will have something called as articles. Here you have schedule number 1. Most of the questions will be asked on schedule. One question expected, what is schedule number 2 or schedule number 4 or something like that. Okay, so you need to be prepared for it. Okay, now schedule number 1 says that name and union territory. Okay, territory, you can say union territory. Then schedule 2, you have oaths and affirmation. Schedule 3, salary and sorry, this is salary and allowances. Okay, then you have oaths and affirmation. Then you have schedule number 4, you have something called as allocations of seats in Rajya Sabha. Allocations of seats in Rajya Sabha, this is schedule number 5, 6. And here you have administration of tribal areas. Okay, then here you have administration of tribal area in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. And then you have schedule number 7, that is division of powers. Okay, this is called as division of powers. Schedule number 8 is official languages. We have 22 official languages. Okay, then you have schedule number 9. Okay, here you have land amendments and other important amendments. Schedule number 10 is your anti-defection. Very, very important. You have anti-defection. And then you have schedule number 11 and 12. This is where NDA students should focus. Okay, this is where NDA students should focus. Schedule number 11, it calls about Panchayat. It talks about Panchayat. And schedule number 12, it talks about municipality. It talks about municipality, panchayat and municipality. Now here we have 22 parts. Okay, from part number 1 till part number 22, everything is important. Okay, for example, part number 18. Okay, part number 18 is emergency provision. All these things you have to study in detail. Okay, and there are some important articles. For example, let me give you an example of some articles. That is article number. Okay, you can take it down in your notebook. Okay, you can take it down in your notebook. Article number 32. Okay, article number 32. This is called as heart and soul. Okay, this is called as heart and soul of Constitution. Heart and soul of Constitution. Article number 51A. This is called as fundamental duties. Okay, this is called as fundamental duties. Next, article number 368. It deals with amendments. Okay, it deals with amendment, how amendment can be put forth in parliament. Okay, then you have article number 352. This is called as national emergency. National emergency. Next you have article number 356. This is called as state emergency or constitution breakdown. And finally you have article 360. This is called as financial emergency. Okay, this is called as financial emergency. So this is how you are going to by heart some form articles, important articles, and there are plenty of other articles in polity chapter. You have to study chapter wise in basic. For example, they are asking questions on article 371. Okay, article 371A, then B, C, D till J it has, and some special states they are getting special status. Okay, so this article A, B, C till J, these are also very, very important. Okay, you need to focus on this chapter. And next you have something called as economics chapter. Okay, next you have something called as economics, a subject. And here in economics, this economics can be divided into microeconomics and then macroeconomics. Microeconomics and macroeconomics. Now India is following a philosophy of macroeconomics. So from here, questions will be asked on something called as inflation. Then there will be questions on deflation. Okay, then something called as stagflation. Okay, then okay, this stagflation, there are plenty of terms here. Then what is the formula for GDP, GNP, NNP? Okay, GDP, GNP, NNP. Then what is called as HDI, Human Development Index, and different report. Okay, United Nations Development Program, they are coming with this report. Okay, so what are these important HDI? Okay, then you have something called as banking. In banking you will have something called as rates, different rates. There will be something questions on repo rate. Then you will have questions on reverse repo rate. Okay, Then you have cash reserve ratio, statutory liquid ratio, marginal standing facilities. Okay, the questions will be asked on this. So this is how you have to focus on economics. Apart from this, they will ask you what are the base years and planning commissions. Okay, the planning commission achievement. Otherwise, nowadays it is called as Niti Ayog. Okay, the first planning commission, what was its target? Planning commission 1, planning commission 2. You have PC Mahana Lobis. Okay, we have seen NDA question, repeated questions on this planning commission 2. PC Mahana Lobis. PC Mahalalobis, this is one person. Then Planning Commission 3. Planning Commission 3, what happened? Then 4, 5, like this, n number of questions are asked on this economic chapter. So this is how we are going to focus for your paper number 2, which is also very important to get it into merit. Okay, so I hope that you people are understanding what I have told you in this video. And if you have any doubt regarding NDA or any other examination, you are feel free to ask any question on our given number that is running on the screen, 7598486430. Okay, we are from Bangalore Defense Academy. Okay, we are consistent in making students crack this NDA examination and along with SSB preparation. Okay, we are situated in Bangalore. We have hostel facilities and we have course for lifetime. Okay, it is not for only 3 months or 4 months. It is a lifetime course. You can keep studying till you crack the examination. You have to start soon, as early as possible, way back when you are in 8th or ninth, to crack this examination. But still, if you are in 11th and 12th, you have time. You can have a proper strategy and you can divide it. You can WhatsApp me on the number 7598486430. If you WhatsApp me on this number, we will get back to you. I am Arun. Okay, I am Arun. You can contact me on this number. I'll get back to you at any time. If you are interested to join our online classes, you can WhatsApp me in this number. We'll tell you all the details. So I hope today's session in this video, we have seen something in detail. Thank you. Jai Hind. See you next time.